Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's almost Thanksgiving and therefore also almost Black Friday, and so I thought in honor of the holidays, why not read some Reddit's Am I the Asshole for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. This was actually a lot harder than I anticipated it being because for whatever reason I just could not find a lot of submissions that were good for either Thanksgiving or Black Friday. 90% of the ones I found for Thanksgiving were all like, am I the asshole for like not hosting Thanksgiving because my family sucks? Or am I the asshole for leaving Thanksgiving because my family sucks? And 90% of the ones I found were rated or like majority decided not the asshole. When I do am I the asshole, I usually like to find a variety of like ones that the majority decided not the asshole and the asshole to have, you know, some variety. I also couldn't find that many Black Friday ones, so I kind of just went with anything that was like vaguely Thanksgiving or Black Friday if it had it like in the search. Some of that also is because Black Friday isn't as much of a thing as it was. People today I don't think will fully understand Black Friday and going to crowded stores and fighting over products. I don't even fully understand. To be completely honest with y'all, I only went shopping on Black Friday one time in my whole life. I was like 8 or 9 years old. I went to Walmart with my mom and I was expecting like Wenko's warehouse from Victoria's. I was expecting a huge line outside, people camping out in tents. And I also expected there to be a lot of drama and a lot of fights. Like I was genuinely like nervous going into it. I'm like, people are gonna break out in fist fights left and right. And maybe I just wasn't in the right place, but it didn't happen. It was basically just regular shopping, but with a shit ton more people and longer lines at the registers. But this generation, you can find most of it online before the holiday even begins. So you don't have to face the crowds to get your sales. You just have to get online. Although I think a lot of Black Friday is a scam. I think they mark up prices right beforehand to knock them down, and then you think you're getting a discount when you're not. But that's for some products. Some are genuinely discounted, but you have to actually like watch the price beforehand to make sure you're actually getting a deal. But that's besides the point. That's just my bitter adult opinion on Black Friday. We're gonna start reading some Am I the Asshole submissions. This first one says, am I the asshole for telling my son he will pay back for the cheese/meat or he won't be eating Thanksgiving tomorrow? I'll keep this one short. Every year we have a charcuterie board before Thanksgiving meal at 6. Just something everyone can pick at so they aren't dying of hunger by dinner time. My son, 16, loves cheese, and due to this I make sure to label when he can't eat something. I labeled all of the stuff for Thanksgiving, don't eat. Well, yesterday he went and ate all of the fancy meats and basically ate from each block that I bought. I truly was pissed since I worked extra hours to pay for it since the prices are awful now for a nice cheese. I told him he needs to go to the store and replace all of it, which would cost him around $70. One of the cheese he ate was $18. Or he doesn't get to eat a Thanksgiving meal. He's refusing to pay back, so no Thanksgiving. He'll eat a sandwich, and he thinks I'm being a horrible jerk. My husband is on his side and doesn't understand why I'm so pissed about it. And then there's an edit, so I guess our opinion doesn't even matter anyways. Thank you, I made up my mind. I already informed my mother-in-law of the situation. She offered to bring a nice cheese board if he still refuses. I'm giving him one last chance he can buy it, not get Thanksgiving tomorrow, or work for 11 hours to make up the money. I like that idea from a Redditor. I have a feeling he won't do either of the options given, so probably no Thanksgiving, and my relatives will understand. Okay, period. I obviously think not the asshole. Maybe you need to get one of those like fridge lock boxes or something and like lock up the cheese. Not that you should have to go to that extent, but that's ridiculous. I think it's so funny that you're like, no, you're being the jerk. You can't take away my son's Thanksgiving cheeses just because he ate all of the Thanksgiving cheeses. I don't think I even have much to say except not the asshole. This one says, am I the asshole for leaving Thanksgiving dinner early after my brother's toast to me? Today was family Thanksgiving dinner. My brother Will is 32 and I'm 27. I'm a recovering addict and have been sober from opioids. I've done stints in jail and rehab. I was at my parents' place and a few aunts were invited, some cousins and grandparents. Everyone had a few drinks besides me, and right before we were about to eat, Will stands up and clanks his glass to give a toast. He's a little tipsy and starts talking about what he's thankful for, being together, food, yada yada. Eventually he goes on and says that he's so thankful that I'm still alive and sober at this Thanksgiving despite everything that's happened. The room got kind of quiet and there was a toast and we ate. I was beyond embarrassed. The last place I went that brought up is at a family gathering, and Will knows this. Usually after we eat, everyone sticks around for another drink or something, but I bounced as soon as food was done. Will texted me asking where I went, and I told him I was pissed and he embarrassed me. He told me I was being a dick and he just wanted to celebrate me, and I haven't responded. Part of me thinks I overreacted, but the other part knows how I felt in the moment. Embarrassed. Am I the asshole? Honestly, the general consensus for this was marked asshole, but I don't think this person is actually the asshole, but I also don't think that the brother is necessarily the asshole. I think the brother Will was in good intentions in the toast, but just because something is in good intentions doesn't mean that it's not allowed to make other people feel uncomfortable. And even if everyone in the situation is aware of the OP's addiction issues and recovery, that doesn't mean he necessarily wants it brought up for everyone to discuss at Thanksgiving. So I think he's valid to be embarrassed by it, because it is a rather personal thing to be discussing, and if people don't want it discussed, it doesn't have to be discussed. So I honestly think nobody's the asshole. That's how I feel. I mean, if I was going through something like that, I don't necessarily know if I'd want it being dragged out or brought up at, you know, a family event. So this next one, the situation hasn't actually been done, or I mean, it probably has by now because this was a year ago, but it says, would I be the asshole for ditching my children to spend Thanksgiving with my boyfriend? As if the title doesn't already give it away. I am recently divorced and have children. This is my year for Thanksgiving. Last year, my children went with their father to celebrate with his large extended family, which is what we did every year of their lives while I was home alone. I live thousands of miles from my family and don't have many close friends. Thanksgiving at my house would be just us. I do like to cook and I'm good at it, but I'm not about to make a turkey, stuffing, pies, potatoes, plus vegan alternatives. I wanted to bring the kids to visit my family for Thanksgiving this year, but really couldn't afford it. I've been agonizing about this and thought about just sending the kids to my ex-in-laws so they could have fun with their grandparents and cousins while I once again do nothing. My kinda, sorta, maybe boyfriend invited me to go out of town for a couple of days since he isn't doing Thanksgiving with his children this year either. It also happens to be close to my birthday. So would I be the asshole? I'd be away for 2 nights, so it isn't just Thanksgiving, but if it weren't for the holiday, this is the week they would be with their father anyway. How old are you? Kinda, maybe, sorta boyfriend. You sound like a high schooler. There is an update, but I haven't even got there yet. I already think you're the asshole. Obviously, if the kids approached you first and were like, hey, I really want to go to dad's this year or something, that's one thing. But just because you don't want to go through the preparations of Thanksgiving and you want to hang out with your boyfriend, you're kind of like, maybe I can just, you know, send the kids away. The situation seems off to me. Let's read the update though. Well, thank you all my dear Reddit assholes for your kind comments. I told the kids that it was technically my year for Thanksgiving, but that plans to see family fell through, so I didn't have anything special planned. Then I told them that their father's family was planning their regular Thanksgiving fest and asked if they would like to do that. They said yes and they would like to see the family. I mean, they kind of grunted it. Teenagers. I still think you're kind of the asshole in this situation. I feel like I don't know these kids personally, I don't know this person personally, but it sounds like you kind of just are like, I didn't plan anything, why don't you kids, you know, go to your dad's, they're doing the same thing. And then the kids are kind of like, yeah, why not? You know, I feel like if the mom actually wanted to plan something, even if it was small, the kids maybe would have been inclined to stay. I don't know their feelings on this divorce, but if the relationship with both parents is good, I would think that they would want to have Thanksgiving with their parent too and not some random boyfriend. That's what gets me. It's not even like a boyfriend they've been with for a long time, presumably, that they are happening to go on a trip with. It's a kind of, sort of, maybe boyfriend you're just going on a trip with and ignoring your family. That's what kind of makes it suck. Like, sure, maybe your kids genuinely have more fun with your dad, so you're willing to part with them, and then you've been with this other guy for a long time. That'd be slightly different, but you're basically just like, no, I don't want to hang out with my family, I want to do this. This next one says, am I the asshole for refusing to help my sister get gifts during Black Friday? I, 24 female, work retail. My sister, 29 female, has always looked down on me for it. She said everything from I threw my life away by not going to college to I wouldn't know what hard work is because I only work retail. I've heard all those things too. One time she even interrupted a conversation I was having with her mother-in-law, who was inquiring about the treatment of teen employees where I work because her nephew was looking for a job, to say I shouldn't be offering help to anyone when I have a kiddie job. I never understand why people say it's a kiddie job when they go during the hours that kids, I don't know why I quoted kids, when kids are at school. I mostly just don't talk to her now and try to pretend she's not speaking. So this year has been rough on everyone, and she lost her job. Her husband's company issued wide pay cuts, so money has been tight for them. I was working Black Friday this year like always, and 2 weeks ago my sister asked me if I could pick her up some bargains since I would have access to them. I said no. I told her she doesn't get to look down on me and insult me and how hard I work and then try to benefit off of it. She said she was sorry and she wouldn't do it again, but it didn't feel genuine to me, so I stuck to my no. She's saying I'm an asshole now because I wouldn't help her and that I should have thought of her kids and the extended family. My nephews will have gifts. I got them stuff from me, but I don't feel like I owe my sister after everything. Is that wrong of me? Am I the asshole? As a matter of fact, you are not the asshole. You are a hero. I love when people get what they deserve and what they have coming for them. Absolutely. You don't get to trash talk something and then use it to your advantage. I find it so funny that people who trash talk like service workers, any retail workers, like in food, which is what I work, or like retail, like clothing and products, like in my experience working food, people trash talk the people who work there, but then it's the same petty faces I see every day, you know, ordering my food. Like, this one technically is Christmas related kind of, but it mentioned Black Friday. So am I the asshole for ruining a child's Christmas because I refuse to sell my doll? I, 36, female, love thrifting. I'm also a kid at heart, so this summer when I found several bags of American Girl doll clothes, I bought them. I collect old dolls that sometimes need clothes, but I was really hoping an AG doll would show up. Against all odds, one did show up on the shelf a few weeks later. As a kid, I wanted an AG doll so badly, but they've always been pretty expensive, so I never got one. I paid $35 for her and took her home and enjoyed dressing her up. My son joined in dressing up his stuffies. It was so cute that I took a pic and put it on Facebook. Also, while researching her, I found out my doll is just like you number 11, which are a bit rare and go for $100 to $300 online. Always fun to find valuable things at a thrift store for cheap. I agree. Fast forward today, a few days after Black Friday, I got tagged in a friend of a friend's post. Kay is asking if anyone has an AG doll to sell. She tried to buy one online for Black Friday but couldn't find anything within her price range. I instantly had Kay in my DMs offering me $50 for my doll. I declined, telling her that I don't know why my friend tagged me because my doll isn't for sale. She replied about how she'd promised her 6-year-old granddaughter Mia a doll for Christmas. She was now worried if she ordered a more expensive doll online it wouldn't get to her in time and offered me $70. I again declined and said my doll was something I'd wanted at Christmas as a kid and waited a long time for. Kay immediately countered, "See, you know what it's like not getting the AG you wanted so badly. Please, you can make this Christmas so special for me and you can use the money to get a brand new one." I thought about it, I really did, but I told her no thanks. Finding mine at the thrift shop felt special, like it was meant to be. I suggested if she was worried about the doll not getting to her in time, she could get one of the much cheaper AG knockoff Walmart dolls and have it ready just in case and return it if the AG doll makes it in time. Kay didn't want to get a cheap doll. She then switched to tactics, asking me if she'd even be able to look at my doll again, knowing that not selling her meant I've ruined Christmas for a 6-year-old girl. Yes, I can, Kay, because when you decide to be manipulative is where I draw the line. I immediately blocked her. Maybe this makes me the asshole, but I really don't care. I'm sorry, little Mia. I hope you get the doll of your dreams. I find this so funny. No, obviously not the asshole. You're not obligated to sell any of your possessions you don't want to. And I get the situation too, because I feel like I've vaguely mentioned on my channel before that I'm neurodivergent. One of my special interests is dolls and I love collecting them. I myself have several American Girl dolls. And just a few months ago, honestly, I found a doll that I'd wanted for a long time at like a secondhand shop and I wouldn't sell her. It sounds like this person just wants to be nitpicky and try and like get a more expensive doll. When you're 6 years old, I really don't think it matters if you get the American Girl doll or not. And honestly, I don't know exactly what year this was in, but you can always check like thrift stores. You can check like eBay, sellers on Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, Like, there's secondhand dolls all over the place, and I know the community has been finding like secondhand dolls throughout eBay and sites like that for several years. So I feel like with your $50 you could easily find one online if it's so deep. And if it's just a little after Black Friday, I'd imagine you could find one that would come in time. You can find one. You don't need to force somebody to sell their doll or anything that they own for that matter. When people buy something, typically that means they want it and they want to keep it. If they decide to put it on the market, that's up to them, but you don't get to con it away from them. That's not how life works. I know the mom is gonna like manipulate it, be like, Mia, I could have gotten you an American Girl doll, but this woman didn't want to sell me one. Like, Mia probably wouldn't even fucking know. She wouldn't really care if she got like a Target doll or an American Girl doll, unless her mom makes an issue of it, you know what I mean? Like, she's fucking 6 years old. She'll be okay. This next one says, am I the asshole for posting my Black Friday haul on Instagram? I love to post on Instagram. I've been growing on it and I have over 900 followers now. I bought a significant amount of stuff Black Friday and I posted a haul on Instagram, and now I feel so bad because my friends and others will be able to see this and might feel bad. I already got a message from one friend telling me how privileged I am and I shouldn't be posting things like this. I really do feel awful and I'm thinking of deleting it. I want to know how old this person is, first of all, but second of all, I'm not the asshole. You're allowed to post whatever you want. But here's the key thing. I feel like, did you remember to mention the fact, like in the caption or whatever, that you're not trying to brag in any way, shape, or form? Because that's the key. You can be a child and post like your $1,000 Christmas haul as long as you start the video off with, I'm not trying to brag in any way, shape, or form. And then you're not bragging, so it's fine. I feel like maybe on Instagram that got lost because it's like a post and not like, you know, a video. So I'd put that clarification in next, and then you're good to post whatever you purchase. On a serious note though, you're allowed to be happy about what you buy and post about what you buy. And as long as you're not blatantly like rubbing it in people's faces being like, I bought this, you peasants can't afford it, you're fine. You can post what you want. I mean, this post was several years ago, but especially in a generation of people who thrives off like seeing people's little hauls of things, post what you want. Fuck the haters. Alright, so that is going to be all for this video, and I'll see y'all in my next video.